Ladies and gentlemen, on the 1st of October 1946, the sentences were handed down at the International Military Tribunal in Nuremberg. Today is the 1st of October, 73 years down the line. 1946 was an historical event. This evening, you're also witnessing an historical event because for the first time, members of the families of our pioneer colleagues who created our profession are with us together to celebrate the members of their families to whom we owe so much.
I wrote in A 50-Year Silence that interpreting is an invisible and evanescent form of brilliance performed on someone else's words. These are ghostly occupations, translation and interpreting, and they are best suited to those who for one reason or another do not have a place they call home, and I would add a language they might call their own.
Did he ever talk to you about contacts he may have had with some of his colleagues on the Russian desk, or even some of the Russian council? Also, I know the Russian interpreters were kept very separate from the others, but I'm sure there must have been some connection somewhere.
What I'm hearing, I'm discovering that he may have had an attraction for someone, but I haven't heard that officially. But so there may have been a lady in the Soviet delegation that inspired him, but he didn't talk much about it, because I think one of the difficulties for him is that we were a family that was labeled enemy of the people during the revolution and after the revolution, and you either fought for your life and remained in Russia with little hope of surviving, or you fled.
Tell me about how you met Eric in the first place. I hope this is not too indiscreet, but you did ask me a question.
You're welcome. I have nothing to hide.
No, I'm sure you don't. There's something I'd like to come back to during the time in Nuremberg,
Yes.
and that was this relationship I mentioned to Goering. It was quite extraordinary because I believe I've got to know him fairly early on during the interrogations.
Yes.
And it was probably at this stage that Goering was heard to say that, yes, he would like to have defense counsel, but it was more important for him to have a good interpreter.
Yes. Apparently he really said
And
that.
I think Goering recognized this quality involved.
Yes.
What would interest me is, at what point of time do you think your father and your uncle recognized that simultaneous interpreting was a useful, efficient tool of communication in large multi-language gatherings like, for example, the UN?
I think it was very soon after the trials at that conference room in big success were made. I remember my father saying, I've been to Doster, I've sat in one of the booths, and I have no great particular difficulty. I like it.